The expectations I had was that this is a strong, we have a strong faculty here, and those have been met and exceeded actually, because before I joined, actually, I was looking to balance my 401k, and then I came across an article by Professor Bernarzi here on using behavioral economics to balance your portfolio. And I think reading from that and then realizing that this place has very strong faculty who publish papers and then who are also very good teachers. So in that way, my expectations were really exceeded for just learning from the classes. All the courses, elective courses that I've taken here have been taught very well, and like I came away from them like learning a lot more than I expected.
Yeah, my experience has been very, like I keep saying, I've gone through, I feel 3 or 4 career phases in the span of 3 years. So again, mine is a little unusual probably, but I'd say that most of I expected UCLA, Anderson, the FEMBA program specifically to be a great program, and it has been. I think the 1 or 2 things that I was surprised by, pleasantly surprised by, were things that are, in a sense, in something that Anderson can control, but also, in a sense, something that just happens at Anderson because of all the great people that are attracted to it. But I think the people I've met here have been wonderful, especially in the FEMBA program, simply because that's what I have experience in. I think people are mature, they're experienced, they're people like Rajesh and Jessica, they know their stuff, they're personable, they have real experiences to draw on, and I think that's wonderful. And the rest of it has been the actual sort of study group experience like we talked about earlier. I hadn't had that sort of experience coming in, and the way it's set up, the way it's worked, and the way it's fine-tuned constantly, I think, at Anderson has been a wonderfully pleasant surprise. It's just, I feel like I get more out of the study groups every year and every month that I'm here. Now that it's almost over, I feel like I'm going to miss that part of it almost more than anything else.
So Hovig took the words pretty much right out of my mouth. For me, what's really exceeded my expectations is the student body. I mean, I expected high caliber students, especially considering the type of program FEMBA is, where you're going to school part-time and you're still working full-time. There's a certain expectation level there. But what really exceeded my expectations was the collaborative environment here. You talk to students and it's not a competitive environment. Students are always willing to help, to work together. I mean, you've got CPAs in your class and, and finance professionals, so they're more than willing to help in those quantitative type courses. And then you've got the opposite with, the humanities and management backgrounds who are assisting others in the more qualitative classes. So for me, it's really that the collaboration has far exceeded my expectations, both just with the student body outside of the classroom, as well as in the classroom as well, the collaboration that the professors encourage during classroom discussions. It's not just the professor lecturing for 2 hours and 50 minutes on a particular subject. It's a collaborative environment where the class is really encouraged to talk to each other especially when you're analyzing a case, and work through the issues together. And so that's been very encouraging.
Okay, and one other quick note to add too. I think a lot of it, I said earlier that Anderson does and doesn't have control over it. I think it does foster this kind of environment. I remember our Leadership Foundations program really, really early on when I specifically made a comment that sounded, and I'm not normally like this, but I made a comment that sounded like it was criticizing someone, and from that very first moment I got called out for it. Professor Tony Wright, who was running it, said, "That's a gotcha comment. We don't make gotcha comments around here." That sort of set the tone. And he said it in a personable way. He said it in a way that made it easy to accept. And like I said, I don't normally do that, but it's a wonderful thing to discover that this is the kind of stuff that is encouraged at Anderson. So that part of it, obviously, Anderson has a lot of control over.
Another thing I liked was how everything is run smoothly. So the first day I come, the parking is taken care of. I don't have to worry about where to get my books from. They're all there, so all the logistics are taken care of. And I think we're all busy people here. To get notices about everything, what's happening in the mail and email, the communication has been excellent.
Yeah, I don't know. I think we're going to miss that when we leave having everything taken care of.
Yeah.